Hey, this is Eddie Hale, and today I want to show you how to use the pen tool in Adobe Illustrator. Before we go to the pen tool, I believe that the pencil tool deserves an honorable mention. The pencil tool does not draw real precise curves like the pen tool will, but I use it sometimes when I want to draw something that looks spontaneous or hand-drawn, and you'll see that you drag where you want a path, and then Illustrator draws a path over the spot where you just drag the pencil tool. So that looks sort of like it might have been drawn by hand, and it's actually easier to draw that with the pencil than with the pen tool. But if I want precise curves and lines, I need to use the pen tool. So I'm going to take the pen tool here, and I'm going to start with my first skill. I've got 6 skills I want you to learn. So if I want to draw straight lines, I click and then I click, and Adobe Illustrator draws a straight line between those two anchor points. I can click again, I can click again. I'm not dragging, I'm not pressing, I'm just clicking. Click again. If I want to close the path, I go over the first anchor point I drew, and you'll see the little circled by the pen tool that says you're going to close the path up. Now I have a closed path. If I wanted an open path, I can click and click. If I want the path to stop right there, there's my open path. The interesting thing is if I go somewhere else and try to draw another shape, oops, I'm connected to that last path. So what you need to do is click on a different tool, or if you want to be a power user, hold the command key and click somewhere else, and you'll deselect that line, and now you can draw something else out here with your clicking straight lines with the pen tool. Now let's do something even more amazing than that. I'm going to delete that. Let's draw a shape that's curvy. To draw curves with the pen tool, you press and drag. So there, what I've done is I've dropped an anchor point and I've dragged out a direction handle. We looked at those last week, so you know that I'm telling the path to shoot out this way until something else affects that path. I'll go out here and I'll go somewhere else, drop another anchor point, and drag out a direction handle and tell the path to go this way now. I think it's interesting. The first anchor point you drop, you drag out the handle and it tells the path which way to go. Every anchor point after that, you're sort of drawing with the hind end of the anchor point. I'm going to draw a vase if I can. So I'm going to press and drag here, and that direction handle coming out of the back of the anchor point is the one that's affecting that curve, not the one coming out of the front of the anchor point. I'm going to go around the bottom of my vase down here, and I'm going to press and drag sideways to describe the bottom of the vase. I'm going to go up the other side over here, drag another direction handle this way, again drawing with the back side of the anchor point. I'm sort of trying to make a mirror image here, and then I'm going to close this shape up. If I just click here, I get sort of an unimpressive non-curve there. I'm going to undo. Instead, I'm going to press and drag there, and you'll see again an anchor or a direction handle comes out the back side of that anchor point. So that's drawing curves. You don't usually have a lot of shapes that are just curvy like that. They often have curves and corners in them. So I'm going to draw another shape. I'm going to draw a canoe. Yes, a canoe. Here's the top of my canoe, and up here it curves up a little bit in the bow. Here's the top of my bow. It's this old-fashioned canoe with a really high bow on it. Now I want that to be a point, and I want the path to now change direction and come out this way. I could do this, but that's not really what I'm looking for. I want that to be a pointy corner point there. The trick here is I hold the Option key. Look how my cursor changes to the Convert Point tool now. I hold the Option key and I break that direction handle and I tell the path abruptly go forward now. I want a corner point there. And now I'll come over here and press and drag a new anchor point, and you'll see that I did achieve that point there. I could come down here to the bottom of my canoe, and I'm going to undo that. Drag horizontally. If I wanted to repeat that over here, I could drag. Go up to the stern of the canoe. And again, I want to break this direction handle now and spin it down this way to tell the path to shoot out this way. This is a huge skill. I really want you to understand this because, like I said, you're always going to be drawing curves and find that you need a corner point in the middle of the curve, and that's how you do it. You hold the Option key and break those handles as you draw. Those are the big skills: drawing curves, drawing straight lines, and drawing curves that end in corner points. Another skill that you have to have, you're going to run into a need for this sometime, is you'll be drawing straight line segments and you'll suddenly want the line to curve. I want this to curve up from here now. I am going to drop that anchor point right there. I let up on the mouse. Now I'm going to press and drag out of there and get one direction handle out of there. Now I've told Illustrator the path is going to shoot up this way in a curve until it goes somewhere else. I'm going to draw some sunglasses. That's the first eyepiece of my sunglasses. Now I want to switch gears. I've gone from a straight line to a curve by dragging a direction handle out of there. I want to switch to a straight line again. I want the line to go from here straight over to this anchor point, click, but I don't want that curve. I just want it to go straight between there. I'm going to undo that. The way you do that is you have to get rid of this direction handle. I'm going to click on this anchor point and check this out. That direction handle goes away. Now I can click here and I get a straight line segment between those two. So let's review that. I can go from straight lines to curves by dragging a direction handle out of the last anchor point I clicked. I can then go to curve lines. I can switch from curve lines to straight lines by clicking on the last anchor point that I dragged, and I get rid of that direction handle, and then I switch to straight lines again. Neat, huh? So that was two skills in one. That was going from straight lines to curves and from curve lines to straight. So now that's 5 skills. We did straight lines, curve lines. Curve lines are the point. We went from straight lines to curves and from curve lines to straight. And now the last skill is going back, I call it. I want you to get good at drawing your paths with the pen tool and then get used to going back with the direct selection arrow and adjusting the paths that you just drew. And in fact, not just the direct selection arrow. Remember all those things you learned in my last exciting video, manipulating paths. You learned how to use the convert anchor point tool if you want to break direction handles. If you have a spot that doesn't have direction handles and you wish there were some there, you can press and drag with the convert anchor point tool and it'll pull handles out of there. You can get rid of direction handles by clicking on an anchor point and the direction handles will go away. If you want to get rid of just one direction handle, you can click on just that direction handle and snap, that direction handle goes away. So there you go. Those are the 6 skills you need to know to draw any shape you want with the pen tool. Let's review. Click to draw straight lines, press and drag to draw curve lines. If you want the curve to change to a point there, you can hold the Option key and break that last direction handle and make a corner point in the middle of your curve. If you want to switch back to straight lines, you can click on the last anchor point and the lines will become straight. If you want to switch from straight to curves, you can press and drag out of the last anchor point you dropped and switch to curves. And then the last skill is go back with the white arrow and adjust your curves after you're done. So there you go. 6 pen tool skills. Thank you for watching, and use the pen tool a lot until you really get it down. Thanks. Bye.